Kelvin and Jason from the Karching Company. And Shay's over there. Shay's playing with fast air pumps. Jason's wiring a... That's a New Zealand loom. We're not talking about that loom. We're not talking about another supercharged Lexus. We're going to talk about 3 UZs and the adapters I just made. I have a 3UZ. What's happened to my coil?
This one. This one. It's got things written on it.
A pin-out coil.
Pin-out coil.
Yes.
Like it. I'm not finished with it.
Anyway, we got...
Once I start the other side, you go back. We've got one to
Right. We got a 3UZ. This is my test engine. I'm just putting the 5-speed throttle body on it because we're doing 5-speed testing, so that's a 5-speed throttle body. This is a 6-speed throttle body. See the different plug? Good. We're going to fire a loom onto it. We're going to take the test ECU. Oh, I'll get in trouble for throwing things. I've just got to gently put this down because I get in trouble if I throw it and it makes lots of noise. People, pansies get worried because when I put them on the bench, like if I just put it down normally and it makes too much noise and it resonates through the GoPro, and then people say I'm dropping stuff. What a flowers.
Okay.
Anyway.
Stop dropping stuff, Kelvin.
Yeah, stop dropping. We're going to look at this one. So this is the short one. It's going in a jet boat. And we're going on this one. This is a hot rod one. It's going in a different vehicle. And man, I really wish I had the paperwork to go with it at the moment. I'll just do it off the top of my head. We're good. So what I need is I need this wiring loom to be connected to this engine. And I should actually just do a video at some point of me clipping the wires and connectors on.
Because that'll be a really interesting video.
Yeah, but for you it's boring, but for people who don't know, Jace, people don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Just, we've got to remember that we do this all day, every day, and it's just like, that's what it looks like. I'm starting to remember the plug part numbers.
Holy moly!
I know.
My God, you've got to get that far and remembering part numbers for plugs. Shoot me.
Okay then. Injector plugs?
I don't want to know.
I'm going to start teaching you subliminally. I'm going to play it on the radio. We're going to put it on the radio. We're going to have the radio playing and then it's going to say, injector plugs are 11153.
No, and his,
VSV plugs are 11156.
in his headphones while he sleeps.
Yeah. He's still in the same place. Several hours later.
What
It's not like it's like 10. You are, sitting in the same seat.
I've moved around.
I'll vouch for that. He gets around.
Right, normal day, interrupted, all over the place. What we're going to do is we're going to get down here, we're going to have a look, there we go.
Hey, last time you had the camera, I was standing up. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, I'm going to take this engine loom. Now this is a unmodified 5-speed JDM Celsius or LS400 loom. It's not a crown loom because they have different body plugs. So I plug the ECU in and then, thanks, thank you Jason. And then I'm going to take the relays and fuses and I'm going to plug the 2 plugs into the ECU. The immobiliser has been removed off this ECU. Well, I hope it is because it's saying that it's a 5-speed one. Then I've got these plugs. And this one is for a manual. It's going in a jet boat actually, so we're plugging this in. No, there's nothing, it's a jet unit. Now I have supplied, there's a little wiring loom here, a little grey, brown one. It's designed to go on the other side. And it comes over to the, see this blue plug? And you see I've linked them all together. That's full of earths. And I'm just going to bridge some wires in today because we're just testing it. So I'm going to bridge that earth in there. Hope that's a good enough connection. This big red wire, I'm going to connect into this, and these are 75 amp Anderson plugs, this red plug, and there's a spare one so you can connect it into the loom, the person's loom. In this one we've got an engine check light and a tacho. Not to be confused with a taco. And we need a fuel pump. Fuel pump. That hurt you? I heard it from here, man. You're gonna cry? Oh, ouch. Oh, ouch.
There's a fight with the grinder. There's a fight with the door.
Yeah, he's in a bad way. It's all good though. And then,
Jesse ball rail.
that's the start one. That is not the ignition on.
Me.
That's the ignition on. And how well does that run?
7 seconds.
That runs pretty good, eh? I forgot one critical point. The accelerator pedal. We need to plug that in too. But apparently it doesn't need the accelerator pedal, it still runs, but it'll be defaulting. It'll faulting for the no accelerator pedal.
Throwing codes.
Throttle won't work. Yeah, if it throws codes, there's an OBD2 plug.
Okay.
Right there. That's simple, isn't it?
Can you hook your dongle up to it?
Yes, I should be. I didn't bring my dongle this morning. I had it with Alice's car, but I didn't bring it in. So I put my normal DTM6. So there's the other side of the plug, but we're gonna plug the throttle pedal in this time. Oh, you're going to put the anti-torque stick on it?
I don't know if it'll fit.
You know what? It wasn't revving quite like it should. Needs more petrol.
Oh, that'll do it.
Sounds good though, eh?
It does. It sounds like a beast.
You can hear how much more horsepower a 3UZ makes than a 1UZ just about, eh, when you've been doing it enough. They just flow so much more air. What? I'm happy with that. That was easy, eh? That is how long it took to do this. And now I'm going to change to the automatic one, which is a long one because it's designed to be, because the ECU, and this one's a boat, right? So the boat, they'll just put a box at the front of the engine to fit this stuff in. Then they'll do a long extension for the throttle pedal, whereas that one is actually going to go on a car. So, hold the other end. Here we go. So we're a little bit further away from each other, you see. So here's where the relays and fuses are, and that plugs in at the ECU.
Lovely.
Lovely. But I'll put some petrol in, eh? Petroleum. It's one of these moments I wish I had the manual ECU here, because it's got this one's full of transmission fault codes, and it's got the oxygen sensor fault codes. We obviously didn't flash the bank 1 sensor 2. This is a 3UZ, man. Were you not listening? Because you kept going on about 6 speed. This is a 3UZ with a 5 speed. 6 speeds have got 6 gears, and 5 speeds have got 3UZs had the same A650 when they came from the 1UZ VVTi, which had an A650 5-speed, that continued into the first generation of the LS430s. And then they went 6-speed about 2003.
And you put a 6-speed
Or
where it used to be a 5-speed?
2004, in fact, end of 2003. And now different shift logic between a 5-speed and a 6-speed.
Yeah, but you don't, if you aftermarket ECU, you could do it.
Yeah, you could do. They bolt up.
Probably doesn't.
But management is different, so you have to sort management. I think I'm going to whip over and get the correct ECU, the jet boat ECU. Where we put the jet boat tune in, which is turns off the transmission stuff. That's why it doesn't want to rev like I'd like it to rev. Shit happens. Right.
You bring eyelets back and some DT plugs?
I can bring eyelets and DT plugs. Sure thing.
Send you a list.
You've sent me a list? Fix it. Okay, I swapped to the jet boat ECU. No auto transmission stuff. I connected an OBD2 dongle, adapter, Bluetooth adapter, and I'm into my phone. And I've got comms with my phone. That's working. That's cool. Vroom vroom. No fault codes. Fix it with a flashed ECU. Flashed ECU, no more fault codes.
Ooh.
That one's done. Unplugs. Of course, we can do a longer lead for the throttle pedal if needed, but that's easy to wire in. Righto. Hey, we're swapping to the next one. So this one, guys, is for an auto. It's longer, so it's like 1.5 meters. So the ECU can be mounted in the engine bay like normal, but the relays and fuses can be mounted in the cabin. So we're just going to plug it in like we did the last one. Plug the ECU in. Plug the ECU in here. Da-da-da. Up the right way. Throttle pedal. There's the plug. And we plug the throttle pedal in. Now I'm using a Hilux throttle pedal. You can use any of the LS 3UZ throttle pedals as well. We have the OBD2 plug. And then this one's the auto, so we're plugging in. And again, there is a little wire there to allow an earth. Now, if you are not doing, if you don't have this joiner, see I've put all the joins in it, just cut them off, crimp all those wires together. So I've supplied the wire to go in the back, the terminal to go in the back of the plug. And on this one, there's a second plug, which has got the shifter wiring. So that's got the D4 on the shifter, and it's got the 2L on the shifter. And this one's got a few extra plugs over here. So it's got the check engine light, and it's got the tacho again. It's also got the drive and 2. That's from the shifter, for the shifter, and L and 4, which goes back to the ECU. And we've got stop and stop. So we've got the 2 stop pedal inputs. And it's important that you run both the positive and the negative stop inputs. That is very important. Again, we need fuel pump. Now this loom on the engine is unmodified. We have not changed it. Fuel pump, and then if I go to start it right now, it won't go. This is the auto one. There's that, and there's, see, no goes. You can see the pedal moving. Alright guys, shift and pivot. It's an auto, remember? So of course in the vehicle you don't need to do this modification because it's in the vehicle and you just put it in park or neutral. But I don't have a gearbox attached or a transmission attached. I put my earmuffs on and make it go vroom vroom. Woohoo! Really is that easy. Just going to swap ECUs. I just started the auto loom on the jet boat ECU. So the jet boat ECU is not an auto. One of the reasons I check them that they're running, is every now and then even I make mistakes. So that helps just to check everything's good, doing what it should, and communicating with the scan tool, and running the engine like it should. I'm really happy with that. So it's been a pretty big day. Jason's been wiring engines. I've been wiring engines and testing and checking and sorting stuff. So it's been a big day, and I think it's home time. It's a runner. Now these are real simple. I probably should say a few other things. What else have we got in here? This loom is actually an unmodified loom, so earths, got to make sure you do them up. The alternator system will just work, okay? If you want alternator lights, there's some mods that need to be done to the loom. Water temp, down there. 3Zs don't have a water temp sensor in the system for the gauge. So if you want water temp, you need to run that wire. If you want to remove the transmission wiring, you need to remove those wires. That's pretty simple. Adding a water temp gauge wire is pretty simple. If you've got broken plugs and stuffed plugs, which I see a lot, then you might have issues. So I do recommend replacing those as well. So this is a simple solution to make you, or allow people to get a lot quicker on their wiring, get a lot further forward, start up a test loom, start up a test engine like this. Perfect. Wiring to cars, perfect. I do shorts or longs, autos or manuals. And these are for the 3Z 5-speed LS400 or Celsius. Crown is different. It's got different body plugs. And those other looms, the same wiring's there, but the plugs are different. I can supply it without the factory plugs. You see this one, as you saw, I plugged into the factory plug. That plug there and that plug there are factory plugs. They are the factory plugs, the factory pins. If you wanted, you could actually take the 3 wires out of that plug and put them into this plug. And then you could recycle these wires if you wanted for other purposes. In here we have, I can tell you, econ wiring. Over here, and this one I've already done it. I've repurposed a couple of the wires. There's the power steer. This is on a, okay, notice that this is a right-hand drive. The power steer idle up, or the PSP, the progressive power steering, sorry. The progressive power steering wires. That's what I'm talking about. There and there. So there are wires floating around the loom that could be used for other purposes. I think you get the gist of it. Simple loom, plug in, 3Z, brum brum, go. Great for your conversions. ECU is mounted in the left-hand front of the vehicle. Okay, on all 3Zs, left-hand front. So the long one puts the relays and fuses in the cabin. Of course, if you're on a right-hand drive, you're driving over there, so you've got room in the cabin on this side, on most vehicles. If you're a left-hand drive, you've got a steering wheel and stuff on this side, so that might not be quite suitable. Shorts, you could put them in the box under the bonnet. Or you could mount them actually in the engine bay if you really, really wanted to. So I could do a 600 instead of a 1200. Right, so that's been helpful. We'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.